Rents are down in Sydney and Melbourne. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee and let's have a look at this article from Domain which is discussing falling rents in Sydney and Melbourne and, well, some results from other cities. Now, I'll have another article we'll look at later today talking about desperate renters and how they're struggling to, well, keep on top of things. So we're getting a lot of mixed messages coming out of the media, which is pretty normal. So, where rents are falling? Most across Australian cities, and this is from the Domain Rental Report. If there's one thing Sydney and Melbourne are known for, it's cheap rental properties. Or sorry, are not known for its cheap rental properties. I'm thinking, what's going on here? No one thinks of cheap property in Sydney or Melbourne for renting. But the latest figures are in, and it's official. Renting in Australia's two largest capital cities, for units at least, is cheaper than it's been in years. And we're starting to see this actually impacting the price, I'd argue. I did a video some time ago about the investors that are fleeing from Sydney. It's called Sydney Investor Exodus. And frankly, I'm quite proud of the the thumbnail I did there with the guy disintegrating. You know, some skills there. But just looking at how prices, asking prices for some apartments are dropping up to 15%, everyone. Dropping up to 15%. So, you know, maybe units aren't that best investment. Think about all the costs associated with it. Now you're taking property hits. What do you reckon? The latest Domain, and the complete destruction of confidence in that industry because of unit issues from one building after another, after another, after another. The latest Domain Rent Report, released on Thursday, found that while both cities saw house rents increase over the quarter by 1.9% in Sydney and 2.3% in Melbourne, unit rents fell by 1% and 3.6% respectively. So could that be because, well, people want to get out of their apartments and get into a house, particularly now with all the restrictions everyone's had? Having a bit of room, having a garden to go out and play in, having a piece of dirt to lie down on, and some lawn to ignore. You know, those are the things we want. That's the Australian dream. The biggest bargains to be had are in some of Sydney's most expensive suburbs. In the lower North Shore and inner city and eastern suburbs, tenants are now paying the same price for renting a unit that they were in 2013. Well, I need a shot of coffee for that one, guys. There you go. There you go. And we noticed that in the previous video I did. In these parts of Sydney, the median rent dropped a whopping 10.9% over the year. The two regions also saw large annual drops in house rents, which fell $100 to $895 a week in the city and east, and $53 in the lower North Shore to $940 a week. I mean, that's a decent chunk of money. Since March, house and unit asking rents in the city and east regions have had the largest decline in Sydney by $125 and $80 a week, respectively, said Domain senior research analyst Nicola Powell. This is followed by a $70 a week reduction to unit asking rents in the lower North Shore. These are the only areas in Sydney to record double-digit percentage falls over this 6-month period. And remember, we've still got significant intervention in the market. And people are making good, big cuts to rent. I think we're going to see, well, we're going to see two markets. The K recovery, some people are talking about. I think we're going to see housing be performing much better than units and apartments. You know, I mean, I think that's always the case, isn't it? So have a look here. Unit rents for the September quarter, capital Sydney. Sydney year-on-year is down 4.8%. Melbourne year-on-year down 4.8%. Quarter-on-quarter is down 3.6%. Brisbane is up 3.9%. Adelaide year-on-year is up 9.7%. Wow. Perth year-on-year up 9.7%. So what's going on in Adelaide and Perth, guys? Why are your units getting so expensive? Well, I know Perth would be, you've got a lot of fly-in, fly-out workers setting up temporarily over in WA because they can't get back over here. Maybe they're bringing their families over. Canberra was up 3.2%. Darwin 2.6%. Hobart up 1.3%. Nationally, well, we're at negative 2.9% because the two big big boys bring us down. Sydney and Melbourne. But what's going on there? Why is Adelaide? Let me know in the comments, guys. Those of you from SA, what's going on down there? Why would we see that? Bargains are also likely to be found across Sydney's upper North Shore, Northwest, Inner West, and Canterbury Bankstown regions, where rents also fell more than 5%, saving tenants between $20 and $40 a week. I mean, you may think, oh, $20 isn't that much, but it adds up over a year. It adds up. It's more money in your pocket that you can put to saving for something else, or, you know, that's $80 a month. $40, it's $160 a month. That could go towards a nice, you know, beef cow. Tenants in the inner city will have benefited from greater falls in asking rents and be better placed to negotiate than those in outer suburbs, Dr. Powell said. It's a similar story in Melbourne, where potential bargains can be found in the inner city. Unit asking prices have fallen by 10.6% over the past year, a very significant $50 a week to $420 a week. Houses rents have also dropped by $25 a week. I think we were paying $410 in Brisbane years ago when we first moved in together, for a little two better, next to, 5 lanes of road. Inner city east and inner south are also up for negotiation, having seen decent price falls with rents in both 25 lower year on year. They also recorded smaller house rent declines with respective drops of $20 and $5 a week. The pandemic and tough restrictions in Melbourne had changed the city's rental market dramatically in a matter of months, Dr. Powell said. And, well, we looked at another video where essentially they're arguing that people are providing social housing. Now you're providing free housing to some people. They can get, you know, eviction moratoriums, and they can claim to not pay rent. Good investment. Melbourne has become a tenant's market, with the number of vacant rental properties more than doubling since March, though this is magnified in inner city areas. Well, the reason is you've got international students not over here at the moment. You've got tourism as well taking a hit, and that means all the people who were using their properties for short-term rental, like Airbnb and that type of stuff, have now flipped over to long-term rental. You've got people being hit by unemployment and the economy just being locked down. So they're doing everything they can, to mitigate this impact on the economy. And often they're moving home, staying with family. And that can be a good thing, actually, because, well, you don't want to be socially isolated. I couldn't think of anything worse than being away from family, locked in, not able to go 5 kilometers anywhere. Everyone's scared of everyone because it's, you know, a dystopian future down in Melbourne, and being stuck in a little one-bedroom studio. That's the thing. So all of these things have come together, and now these investments are not going to be yielding as much as they were in the past. While tenants may have upped the upper hand in Sydney and Melbourne, elsewhere in Australia rents are back on the rise. The median house rent across Australia's capital cities climbed 2.9% over the September quarter to an asking rent of $460 a week, the data showed. However, unit prices have declined further, falling $20 since the March quarter on a median of $447 a week. It's the sharpest price drop seen over 2 quarters in the last 16 years, but the rate of price falls is slowing, with unit rents only down a further 0.8% over the past 3 months. Fragmented conditions in the rental market remain evident in the September quarter, with weaker unit rents compared to houses, Dr. Powell said. Well, units are always going to be... Well, there are some advantages to having a unit as a renter. You know, no maintenance, none of that stuff, no house, but I think there's going to be, well, less confidence in them as an investment product, just due to construction issues, and you're going to have more competition. We have an oversupply. Look at South Brisbane, guys. Look at how many have appeared there. How many units have just shot up. It's just nuts. Nuts. And, I mean, yeah, having a nice balcony like that, sure, it's all good, but can you raise a... Well, I think culturally we haven't accepted here in Australia raising a family in units like Europe. It's different here. Culturally, everyone still wants the little backyard or even the quarter-acre block. Remember that? When that was the norm? Those are all gone. Did you let me know in the comments if you grew up on a quarter-acre block? You know. Rent increases across all capitals over the quarter, with the exception of house rents in Hobart, which were flat over the past 3 months after falling 9.5% over the June quarter. In Canberra, the nation's most expensive city for rental houses, prices were back to pre-pandemic levels. House rents jumped $10 a week to $580, while rents jumped $5 to $480, making them only $15 cheaper than Sydney units. Damn. Some regions did see quarterly price falls, with house rents dropping between $10 and $20 across Gungala, Greater Queanbeyan and North Canberra, but were still more expensive year on year. Rents were also down marginally for units in South Canberra over the year. Dr. Powell said it was important for tenants to do their research to keep across current rents in the markets and seek a reduction if appropriate. Well, yeah. I mean, we've had stories here in the comments about viewers who've managed to negotiate good deals. Some people can even move from one unit to the other unit in the same building and get cheaper rent. I mean, that would be the best move in the world. Oh, I hate moving. Tenants have a unique opportunity during this rental shift, whereby nabbing a lower price or being able to afford a home with more amenities, she said. Brisbane tenants have less wiggle room on price with rents at a record high, after rising 3.8% for houses to $415 and 3.9% to $395 for units. Redland, southeast of Brisbane, was the only region where unit rents were down over the year, falling just $10 to $400 a week. Prices stayed flat for both units and houses on the Gold Coast and in Logan, with rents also flat for houses in Redland and Ipswich. Meanwhile, Scenic Rim, southwest of Brisbane, saw a marginal quarterly decline of just $3 a week. Rents in Adelaide were also at a record high of $405 a week for houses and $340 for units, with units recording the strongest quarterly gain of all capitals along with Perth, where the median unit rent jumped to $340. The WA capital also had the highest rent hike for houses, with rents up 6.8% to $395 a week, the city's sharpest increase since 2012. There is a significant turnaround and unfamiliar territory for tenants who have been in the driver's seat following many years of falling rents, Dr. Powell said. Tenants may be disinclined to move on, given the rapid rent rise in recent months, may now be paying below market rents. Rents also rose in Darwin, where both houses and unit medians increasing by $10 over the quarter, making it the first time rents have been up year on year since mid-2014. Meanwhile, Hobart unit rents regained half the losses they saw over the June quarter, with median rents jumping to $400, making it the same price as renting a unit in Melbourne. I mean, think about what's going on in the economy, guys. Think about our unemployment rate is tanking. 6.8%, predicted to go higher. You've got so many people on government support. You've got government handouts left, right, and centre. You've got JobKeeper propping up businesses. You've got budgets proposing credits. You've got Home Builder propping up the construction industry. And we're seeing this divergence between houses and apartments. I would say this is a manifestation here. What we're seeing, an example here is, well, the continuing divide in our economy. We're seeing, the K-shaped economic growth, where some people are feeling no impact at all of this lockdown. And it's the poorer people and the younger people that are going to hit it the most. So it's like the the World Health Organization is saying, it's just going to exacerbate poverty, and it's going to exacerbate the divide between those who are wealthy and those who are not, or those who are in service industries or professional businesses and are not experiencing the economic hit. Maybe not yet. And perhaps our political class as well, and all of our bureaucratic and civil servants. What do you think, everyone? What do you think? Have you seen a rent reduction? Have you taken advantage of it? Are your investment properties not yielding what they want? And how do you think this will manifest in property prices? We've seen Sydney already, investment grade units are starting to fall 15%. Just a temporary thing or a long-term aspect? I think houses, it's almost two entirely different markets, isn't it? And, the apartment construction disasters and the potential for the state to lock you down probably makes houses seem that little bit more appealing. As always, let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. Simply interacting with the videos and sharing them is a great way to help spread the channel and help us grow. You can support us financially via joining the channel on YouTube or Patreon. You can use any of our affiliate links you can find down below. Buy a merch from Teespring or the HeiseSays website. We've got pocket squares you can see right behind me. Or you can support us via Gold Pass from Perth Mint or PayPal. Take care, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next episode.